Travel with Rachel and Daddy.
All right, what's the name of our show?
Travel with Rachel and Dad.
There you go. This week on Travel with Rachel and Dad, we are going to talk about going to Chicago this last summer. What was your favorite part about Chicago?
Navy Pier.
Navy Pier, one of the biggest tourist traps of Chicago. I heard good and bad things about it planning the trip. I was glad we went. You liked it, didn't you? What's the best part of Navy Pier?
The rides in the Children's Museum.
The rides in the Children's Museum. I almost forgot about the Children's Museum, but yeah, that's another big part of Navy Pier. But the Children's Museum, let's talk about that first. That was pretty cool. We have a really good Children's Museum by where we live in Omaha, Nebraska. And there's another one in Lincoln, which is not far away as well. But this one was really cool. Remember the first room we went in?
We got made a fort.
Yeah, it was a big room that was all about forts. So they had blankets and pillows and there were all sorts of different things you could just make, like play forts all over. And there were forts that were already made that you could change, and you guys would have probably spent 4 hours in there if we let you.
Yeah.
You were playing pretty good, and there were kids that would come in and out. There was that staircase that went nowhere, but you could make a fort underneath it. Remember that?
Yeah, and on top.
Yeah, you could play on top of the staircase, so that was pretty cool. What else was in the Children's Museum?
There was a pirate ship that we couldn't go on to Taos.
Yeah. How old when we went? You were 9, and Allison was 3. She wasn't 4 yet, right? No. So she was 3. So there were some things that were just a little too small for her to go on, but you would have loved to crawl all over, but we didn't let you because we're mean. But there was like the dinosaur room. Remember the dinosaur room?
Oh, yeah.
Where you could like look for fossils and everything, and T-Rexes, and there was a giant, I think we even have a picture, we'll have to put the picture up, of you girls with your heads in a giant T-Rex skull. That was kind of cool. Yeah. What else was in there?
There was building things and a snack machine and a little town.
Yeah, there was like the grocery store thing in the town, and you guys were delivering letters all over in the town. That was pretty fun. So you're sort of standard children's museum sort of things, but it was really well done. And at the time of year we were there, it wasn't terribly busy.
There was a photo booth.
There was a photo booth. We tried to all 4 of us fit into the photo booth.
Oh, should I go get that?
Not right now. We'll throw it up later. We'll put it up there. So that was pretty fun. All right. Then the rides at Navy Pier. What did you think of the rides?
I only went on 2 rides. There was like 4.
Okay. Which ones did you go on?
The Ferris wheel and the swing thing.
Yeah, the big swing thing. That's not true because you also climbed the rock wall.
Oh, and that.
Yeah, we had a City Go card that we bought for everybody, which actually I would recommend. And it had a certain number of ride coupons. I think it was 4 apiece. And so Rachel went on the swing twice. Ferris wheel once, and then the rock wall. And the reason you went on the swing once with me, and I don't like spinning rides, so then you went on the second time by yourself. And there's a few rides. Your sister went on some other little kid rides.
Yeah, so she couldn't go on the spinning thing or the rock wall.
Right. So she went on the carousel a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, and the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, there was like a little lighthouse sort of elevator thing. And the Ferris wheel was cool. That we waited in line a long time for that. It holds like 8 people. You go around. It's kind of fun.
It was really high up. You can see the lake.
Yeah, you can see the lake and you can see the Chicago skyline really, really well. So, yep, that's the lake we were looking at. So that was pretty fun. But you've been to Worlds of Fun. Worlds of Fun is a amusement park in Kansas City. The rides there are a lot more rides, right?
Yeah.
So if you're comparing it to like an amusement park, it's not an amusement park. So the other thing that we went to Navy Pier for is to get on the boat for the lake tour. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of a part of Navy Pier. And we just went on a short lake tour because we had a 3-year-old and she was bored with it about 10 minutes into the boat ride.
I was bored of it when we just got on since we had to wait for a lot of people to get on.
Yeah, I liked it. I would have rather done the river architecture tour, but that's much longer and there was no way probably either one of them were going to sit through that. So I guess my thoughts from Dad's perspective on Navy Pier is it's one of those things you have to do, but you don't have to spend all day there. The rides are okay. The Children's Museum is good, but if you have a good Children's Museum at your hometown, maybe you don't need to do that.
Unless you're in Chicago.
Well, yeah. And then the whole boat tour thing was good. I liked it. I would have liked to do the architecture tour better, but this was shorter and it was still kind of fun. It was a little cold and windy that day when we were there. Remember that? Yeah. So a little bit of history on that tour, but not nearly as much as the architectural tour. So, but you liked it. There was also shopping there, and there was that area that had the big indoor like plants and the water shooting all over the place. Remember that? You kept wanting to play in the fountains.
Oh, yeah.
So there was that too, but that's marginal. And there are a few other things on Navy Pier that we didn't do, but it is a tourist trap. Worth seeing, definitely worth going on the Ferris wheel. I think if you're in Chicago, you got to go to Navy Pier. But it wasn't the highlight of the trip for me, at least. But it was your favorite part,
Yeah, one of my favorite parts.
mostly because of the rides
And the film museum.
and the Children's Museum. So there you go. Okay, Allison, now for your perspective. Do you remember going to Chicago and going to Navy Pier? What was your favorite part about Navy Pier?
Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel, did it go high? Do you remember anything else we did at the Navy Pier?
Not